Everybody's shy. No questions?
No, I'll start. You
Go
got me,
ahead.
Brandon?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, appreciate it. Enes, how are you doing? Good?
I'm good, man. How are you doing?
Staying healthy and happy as much as I can.
Good for you.
Wanted to ask you about your thoughts about the way the structure has been laid out by the NBA to have a training camp essentially for a month, then an 8-game workup to the playoffs, and then the playoffs themselves. How mentally and physically are you feeling about getting ready for that?
I think like throughout this whole process, NBA and especially like Adam Silver been doing commissioner been doing an amazing job just taking care of everything, man. I even like said it, if the season don't continue, we should give MVP to Adam Silver because he's been doing an unbelievable job by just leading to everybody. But I think like if you look at throughout this, obviously it's a tough process for everybody, but. I think with all the setup things in Orlando, I think we all gonna be fine. But I think the one thing we need to do is it's all start with ourselves. Player needs to take care of themselves first by following the rules and do what we're supposed to do, and just wearing a mask even when we are in the hotel and just social distancing and stuff. So I think I trust NBA, I trust NBPA, I trust Adam Silver. So I think like they've been doing an amazing job just making sure everything is fine and safe.
Right.
Thank you.
Abby?
That was a good answer. 10 by 10. Trying to get a job in league office.
Abby?
Me?
Yep.
Hi, Enes. I hope
Hi,
you're.
B.
Hello.
How are you doing?
um, my first question is, as someone who is as active in social issues as you are, how do you think that the situation in Orlando, what kind of platform does that give you guys? After some of the talk that staying home might be better, what does that offer you?
I mean, first of all, what we experienced in the last, a month or whatever, what we experienced was we all know it's way bigger than everything, way bigger than ourselves, way bigger than sports and NBA. But I think, in Orlando, all the cameras, all the, the whole world will be watching you. All the microphones will be on your face. So I feel like you can use the platform to talk about justice, talk about freedom, talk about democracy. And because like there's so many young kids out there as is idolizing us, right? And we can make a huge difference. So like I think first of all, what the NBA is doing about all the social justice issues is just amazing. I mean, as you just see that we have so many great leaders just stepping up and doing what they're supposed to do and just bringing light into what's happening. So I think in Orlando it's going to be an amazing platform to just talk about whatever you want to talk about what's really more important. So I think, and especially like now with all the the message back on the jerseys and put on Black Lives Matter on the court and everything, I think it's going to inspire so many people, and that's what we need, just to try to inspire the young generation so we don't have these issues again. So I think it's going to be amazing. I'm very excited about it.
I have one follow-up, a basketball question,
Are you eating
though.
Chinese food, by the way?
I was eating dumplings, soup dumplings, yeah, chopsticks, yes. Uh, just happened to today. I know the timings haven't worked out, but I'm curious, have you seen Rob Williams at all and how he has looked?
I did actually. I mean, he was actually downstairs working out. I mean, he looked amazing. He looked amazing to me. He looks. I mean, I feel like he didn't even lose anything, because we all just took off for like what 3 months, and this guy coming in the gym and just dunking everything. I'm like, how? Give me the secret. No, but I think he's having fun. He's learning. I think he's in really really good shape, and he was actually just downstairs working out after me, by himself, obviously following the rules. But yeah, he looks amazing. I'm very excited about him.
Mark Murphy?
Thank you.
Murph?
Just unmuted myself.
Murph is too old. We might not hear. You got to say it loud, little loud.
Yeah, this computer stuff. Um, with all of your social activism, how did what Jaylen did down in Atlanta strike you?
I think what Jaylen was doing was just like pure leadership. I mean, I learned a lot from him, and I think we are all lucky to have him in our side, you know. And I think, you know, because I mean, all that stuff I'm going through, I'm always like before the games, after the practices, or in a trainer room, we always had this kind of conversation. How can we, you know, use our platform to change or just bring lights into what really matters? So I think with his leadership, I think when he's done with basketball, when he's done with his career, people he's not just going to be known as a just basketball player. I think what he's doing off the court is way bigger than on the court, and I'm very proud of him. I know what it's like to fight for justice and freedom. So, you know, I told him, like, you got all my support. If you need anything, please let me know. I can, you know, try to do everything for you. So, but I think he's a good basketball player. He's a good leader, and I think he's definitely he was one of the biggest voice in this, you know, the last past month. What's going on?
Has he come to you for advice about this kind of thing?
I don't want to say advice, but we always like talk about like how can we help each other, because the thing is like what's going on right now in our, you know, in America, it's not black against white, it's everybody against racism, you know. So we are all in this together, and so I feel like it's not like I'm giving them an advice, but we're always like sitting down and having a conversation and seeing like what we can do more, because there's always things out there that we can always push ourselves to learn more, educate ourselves more, listen more, and try to do our best to inspire young generation. I think that's what all this about. So like, it's not an advice thing, it's like sitting down and having a conversation.
Thanks.
Mark D'Amico.
What's up, Enes? You mentioned the option to put something on the back of your jersey. Have you given any thought to that, or settled on anything that you would like to have on your jersey?
I mean, people know what I stand for. I put this on my shoes every day and go out there and play every night. I think, you know, I stand for freedom throughout my whole NBA career. So like, I think if I had to get a chance to put something out there back on my jersey, it'll be freedom. Because, and when I say freedom, I'm not just talking about the issues in my country, in Turkey, or issues in America. I'm talking about throughout the whole world. You know, actually tweet something about it today, but like, the problems are not just happening in America or Turkey. Problems are happening all over the world. So like, that freedom means represents the people who's fighting for their rights and who's fighting for their freedom, not just in Turkey or America.
And then a quick follow-up about just life in Orlando. We talked yesterday to Kemba, and he was saying how he's kind of a homebody, and so it won't be too unique for him to be kind of locked up in the room all the time. You're like the exact opposite. You're so active. You're so out doing stuff all the time. So I'm curious, you know, what you plan on doing down there to keep yourself busy to get through as long as, you know, hopefully you're there for 3+ months.
Well, I mean, like so I was looking at what Kemba was saying. I mean, I am a single guy too. You know, I don't, you know, just go out to party I am outgoing, but like, I don't need to go out. So I think it's a big sacrifice for the players to going out there and just literally staying in their room for like 2 months. But I think, you know, everyone has to do their part to just, I guess, like keeping the team safe. So I think, like I said again, it won't be a problem for me. I am not a big gamer. I guess I'll just start playing games, because I see like all my teammates talk about like Call of Duty and Fortnite and 2K and FIFA, whatever. So I guess I'll just start playing those games, I guess. But like, if I had to do it, obviously I don't have to leave my room, so I'm just gonna stay in the room, because we have one goal. Till we reach that goal, I think everyone has to do their sacrifice.
John Corrales.
Hey, Enes, what's been the toughest part of coming back after this long layoff? And do you think it's tougher for a big to come back from this layoff than it is maybe for a wing?
Well, it's both really tough, because like, first of all, this is not like a regular summer. We literally stayed in quarantine for like 2-3 months, right? So like, in regular season, you go out, you play hoop, or you do some kind of activities. But just because of the quarantine, we literally didn't leave the house. So I think the toughest part is just trying to get in game shape, because it doesn't matter how much you run, how much you get on treadmill, whatever you do, till you play a game, you're not going to be in game shape. So I think that's why it's really important for us to take that 8-game very serious. And the other thing is for me is like, I don't know, because like for a wing, you got to be able to shoot. And if you lost that touch, it's not going to be good for you. So I'm not sure if it's an interesting question. I'm trying to think which one is harder, for a big or a wing. I'm not sure. You know what? I don't know.
Well, a touch can come back, but for you have to bang. You might have to go up against Embiid. How much does not having access to that weight room for 3 months hurt you?
I mean, of course it's tough, but like, I think we literally just trying to do everything we can to stay in shape. I mean, I was on that virtual workouts with everybody, and literally just, I said it before too, like people were just like so dedicated. They were lifting suitcases full of clothes, full of socks. They were doing curls with it. They were doing squats with it. So I think, obviously it's tough, but like, it is fair because we didn't work out, but they didn't work out either. So it is fair. So we're just gonna go out there and see how focused we are.
Amanda Flugrad.
Hey, Enes.
Hey.
Good to see you again.
Good to see you. My Instagram friend.
Kemba talked about this the other day, but just what are your thoughts on the team chemistry coming back? You guys just were so close as a group, and
right.
Kemba even said he feels like it was just yesterday that you guys were all together because you've been really able to keep in contact through this time.
I think like that's like the most thing that I really missed about just being around my teammates, having fun with them, mess around with them, just joke with them, troll them. That's what I like really miss the most, I think. But I think Celtics did an amazing job because like every Tuesday we had chapels, every Wednesday we had this, this Zoom conferences that they invite one of the inspirational speaker, one of the celebrity, and those conversations like took like 1 hour, but like it definitely built our chemistry. Because obviously we couldn't be around each other, but like you still want to know how your teammate is doing, how their family is doing, if they're safe or not, if they're happy or not, if they have any problems. So I think the Celtics did an amazing job to just keeping the team together and building that team chemistry even quarantine time. So I was very happy about that.
I thought you missed the media the most.
I did miss the media a lot.
Okay.
Time for a couple more questions, so we'll go to Keith Smith.
Hey, Enes. How is your mindset different going into the playoffs this year where you're likely to be coming off the bench versus with Portland where you were starting for that playoff run?
I mean, if you look at throughout my career, I played 9 years in the league, and I don't want to say almost every year, but like most of the years I made the playoffs. I remember I was actually playing with Gordon in Utah. I was coming off the bench with Oklahoma City Thunder when we made the Western Conference Finals. I was coming off the bench. So I think it doesn't – see, like once you're in the playoff, you don't really think about that stuff. You don't really think about, you're coming off the bench or you're starting, how many minutes you're playing. Because like you lose, you go home. You have one goal to just go out there and – because every position matters. One goal to try to win a championship. And like the most important thing for us, I think, is going to be we need to stay together, because a playoff is like, it's tough, because you got like the sometimes 7-game series, you got the 6-game series. Right now there's not going to be home court advantage, but like the most important thing right now is like, that's why we are so lucky to have Kemba in our side, or like Tatum and Gordon, or Jaylen on our side, because I mean those are very well experienced players. So like when this like tough time comes, those are the players that are going to keep the team together. So I think it doesn't matter how much minutes you play or whatever you do. When you win as a team. When you get a ring, you get it as a ring, as a team. So it's going to be fun.
All right. We'll wrap it up right there. Thank you, Enes.
Guys, I hope you're staying well. I love you all. I miss you all. And please mention me in your Twitters.
On it right now, Enes. Thanks, Enes.
Done.
Thank you, Enes. Thank you, media.
Cheers.
See you guys tomorrow.